Have you ever imagined an entire conversation that never actually happened? Maybe you create fake arguments in your head, replay future situations before they even exist, or imagine worst-case scenarios so vividly that your emotions start reacting as if they're real. Psychology suggests that people who constantly create fake scenarios often share certain mental patterns linked to overthinking, emotional intelligence, anxiety, and deep imagination. And interestingly, most of these people don't even realize how often their mind is doing it. Here are 7 common traits often found in people who constantly create fake scenarios in their head. 1. They constantly think about future possibilities. People who create fake scenarios are usually mentally living ahead of reality. Their brain naturally asks, what if this happens? What if something goes wrong? What if they react badly? Instead of focusing only on the present moment, their mind jumps into possible futures trying to predict outcomes before they happen. Psychologists often connect this behavior to anticipatory thinking, where the brain attempts to reduce uncertainty by mentally rehearsing situations in advance. Sometimes this helps people prepare, but sometimes it creates stress for problems that don't even exist yet. 2. They have extremely active imaginations. Fake scenarios are powered by imagination, and highly imaginative people don't just think in ideas. They think in scenes, conversations, reactions, emotions. Entire stories play out inside their mind with surprising detail. A simple unanswered message can turn into a future argument, a rejection, an awkward conversation, a ruined relationship, even though none of it has happened. Their imagination becomes so emotionally realistic that the brain begins responding as if the scenario were real, which is why imagined situations can create genuine anxiety. 3. They overanalyze social interactions. Many people who create fake scenarios spend a lot of time analyzing people. A small tone change, a delayed reply, a strange facial expression. Their brain immediately starts searching for hidden meaning. Psychologists often associate this with heightened social awareness and pattern recognition. The brain tries to connect small emotional signals into a larger explanation. But the problem is, when information is incomplete, the mind often fills the gaps itself, and fake scenarios are usually built inside those gaps. 4. They struggle with uncertainty. Uncertainty is uncomfortable for an overactive mind. Not knowing how something will turn out creates psychological tension, so the brain attempts to solve that tension by mentally simulating different outcomes. Imagine waiting for an important response. Most people feel temporary curiosity, but someone prone to fake scenarios may imagine rejection, disappointment, conflict, embarrassment, all before receiving any actual answer. The brain believes preparation creates safety, but sometimes it only creates exhaustion. 5. They replay emotional memories deeply. Fake scenarios are often connected to past emotional experiences. An old embarrassment, a painful rejection, a conversation they regret. The brain stores emotionally intense memories more strongly than neutral ones. And without realizing it, people often use those old experiences as templates for future imaginary situations. Psychologists sometimes describe this as emotional prediction. The mind tries to protect itself from future pain by mentally rehearsing it first. 6. They spend a lot of time inside their own head. People who constantly create scenarios are often deeply introspective. They reflect constantly, analyze their own thoughts, question their reactions, and mentally replay situations long after they end. To other people, this may look like daydreaming or distraction, but internally, their mind is running non-stop simulations trying to understand people, emotions, and possibilities. The strange thing is, many of these thoughts happen automatically. 7. They search for meaning in everything. Perhaps the biggest trait behind fake scenarios is this. The brain constantly searches for meaning. Why did they say that? What did they really mean? Why did that situation feel strange? While most people accept events at face value, overthinkers naturally look beneath the surface. This can make them emotionally intelligent and highly observant, but it can also trap them inside imaginary stories that feel more real than reality itself. And that's the strange part. Many people who create fake scenarios think something is wrong with them, but the traits behind overthinking are often linked to intelligence, imagination, emotional awareness, pattern recognition, deep reflection, the real problem isn't having an active mind. It's when the mind becomes impossible to switch off. Because, eventually, imaginary situations can create real emotional exhaustion. And sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop trying to predict every possible future before it arrives. If you recognized yourself in several of these traits, you're probably not alone. Subscribe for more psychology videos exploring the hidden patterns shaping how people think, feel, and behave. Because sometimes, your mind is playing you.